Enjoy all moments.
So, Sir John, we're talking about Vinicius winning the FIFA best ahead of Rodri, and you were giving us the criterias. But I still think that there is something fishy about the awards.
I believe that the football community as a whole, I decided to use this medium as an act of compensation for Vinicius.
Yes.
Because if not for one or two reasons that Rodri was given the World Football of the Year, they do this as a part of a compensation for him in order for the Brazilian footballer not to feel too bad about it. But I believe it's one area to make the world to feel that we are one.
Yeah.
That football is not an act of separating one country from the next country. And I believe they do the right thing.
Okay. If you noticed, the Ballon d'Or, Vinicius did not attend the event, but the FIFA best he attend. So I feel like prior before the awards, these players, they are informed. Okay, please come around. You're going to win this. I could not find Rodri at the awards, but Vinicius was there at the award. Is it that they were informed already that, see, come around, you're sure you're going to win this? And if you notice, during the Ballon d'Or, on that morning, reports were flying that Madrid will not make it. They knew that they won't win the awards, that Rodri is the winner. So I don't understand where these leaks come out. How did they get to know these things?
In football activity, there are statistics that are played out. If you look at even when they give the award in the African Cup of Nations, there are a lot of people that know that they are not going to win the cup. They pull out in that ceremony.
Yes.
And I don't feel too much bad about it if Rodri didn't go, because he knows he was not going to be won it anyway. And Vinicius had already been informed. That's why you see Lookman putting on the Agbada.
Yes, the Agbada.
He was going to win. He has already been secretly informed.
Yes.
I know they don't do in close, open-minded way, but in a secret manner, they are able to inform that, look, we have all the statistics, all the information, all the votings.
We are sure.
We are sure you are the one winning it, except
win.
Something happened otherwise, which is not going to likely happen. So I know that giving Vinicius the FIFA Best Award is just an act of compassion, as I earlier said, and to make the football family or football community, to make them feel that at least we are one. We are not far from the next country.
Okay, you heard it from Mr. John. Vinicius winner of the FIFA Best Awards. Probably, hopefully, next season, he might win the Ballon d'Or if he continues with this same form and this same pace. Back to European football, where last night Enzo Maresca boys shattered and battered Shamrock Rovers by 5-1. Magui scoring a hat-trick. I think he's the highest scorer in the competition. 6 goals in 6 games.
Yeah.
Sir John, I know you're a Chelsea fan. I know you're excited about the project. What do you think about the match yesterday night?
Well, it was a wonderful match. Chelsea give a good account of themselves. Currently, I must actually say Chelsea are scoring goals for fun. Goals to score for Chelsea is not difficult to come, no matter the kind of team they are confronted with. And I can boldly tell you, Chelsea they presented their first squad to play this match. They presented even their third to the second B team.
Yes.
We saw a lot of amateur players in the team. But because thanks to Maresca for their wonderful display against Shamrock Rovers, that's to tell you the pedigree of the kind of coach that we have. That in the pitch and off the pitch, he has strong relationship with the players, motivating them off and off the pitch to ensure that they get the necessary thing done. And Chelsea yesterday turned up better and gave a Shamrock Rovers 5-1. Thanks to the hat-trick being played out by Magui, our young prodigy striker, who's actually picking up. It's an act of fine-tuning the skills and the credibility he has. Consistently, definitely making to be the champion that the ones we saw in the academy when he played that in Barcelona. And I believe that the kind of coach Chelsea have, they will go far.
There's something the media is not talking about. You know, I was concerned when he came in how will he handle this squad? You have about 30 first team players. Everybody wants to play football. And on the norms, you're supposed to hear like rumors like, this player is complaining about this one, or this player is complaining about no game time, this player is complaining about no game time. But since Maresca stepped in, I've not heard anybody complain, coach, I'm not having game time, I will leave the club. How has he been able to manage this large amount of squad without none of them grumbling and all that?
Okay. Well, that is a philosophy of the game and a philosophy of a coach. Maresca was under the tutelage of Pep Guardiola. He managed the situation when he was in Leicester City and made us to be champions in the Champions League, in the Championship. And he has also translated this system into Chelsea football team. If you watch, he use players for different activities, for different matches. There are matches like if you want to make an example of that of Pedro Neto, Amadueke. There are matches that high intensity.
Yes.
The man will not go ahead to play Madueke, he will play Pedro Neto.
Yes.
Because he demands high level of magnitude. And that's the experience of a good coach who can be able to manage a large squad. Not just having a large squad in code, but to be able to manage it. So Maresca has done so well. For me, I scored in 70 or 80 over 100. He has done beautifully well, more than any other coach that has stepped into Chelsea. And if he continued like this, he will go far with the club.
I wish him all the best. Now back to him. He has been downplaying the fact that Chelsea are title contenders. I understand what he's doing. I know he started to do a mind game on the English media. You know how English media, how they react. They always look for a little mistake so they can devour you. But Maresca, I think he told the entire players, do not tell any interview, do not go out on any interview and tell them we are their title contenders. Always downplay it so that we don't be under pressure. And I think so far so good, it's been working, but I wonder how long it's going to keep on with this so we are not title contenders.
Well, the media have their way of fueling informations, and Maresca didn't want the praises of the performance of Chelsea to get to his head and to get to the head of his boys, so that he doesn't downplay on them. So he's trying to say, boys, come on, let's go. Never you mind to become title contender, but focus on the game that comes as it comes. So Maresca doesn't want to be he doesn't want to be distracted by media and media pundits, whatever they say. He wants to be focused on his boys and focus on his results. And I will not take the fact that Chelsea are title contenders. Maresca as a coach can be able to avoid that because of the kind of football that is being played out in the English media. He knows the tendency of the English media activities.
Yes.
But he cannot take the reality from the fact that Chelsea, they are real title contenders for this Premier League this season. But all he wants to do, he just wants to put the boys' head down so that they don't put their head up, so it doesn't affect them. Because you accepting to become a title contenders, it comes with a lot of pressure.
Pressure, yes.
And that pressure is what you want to take away from his players so that they can focus the game. So he's taking one game at a time. I believe that's what the coach is actually doing right now.
And actually, it's been working. It has been working. Maresca boys have been cooking. They have been undefeated in the last 10 games. I think 9 wins and a draw, I think so. They have been hitting, and against Brentford on Sunday night, Brentford has won their last 2 games at the Stamford Bridge. But Maresca on Sunday, Nicholas Jackson and Marc Cucurella did the job. Even if during the dying minutes the players were tired, the tired legs were showing, and then Brentford looked like they were going to come back, but things didn't work as planned. What do you have to say about Enzo Maresca and the team again?
Wow, on Sunday, period to that match on Sunday, I was telling a colleague of mine that Brentford will be one game a cracker for Chelsea because they have scored so much goal. If you look at the pedigree of the Premiership, Brentford one of the top 5 or top 4 teams that have scored the highest number of goals, apart from Chelsea. And they score goals for fun. So I know their meeting Chelsea on Sunday will be a tight and a difficult one. But thanks to Maresca and his boys, they did the job done as of when it was well needed. And they got the 3 points at the end of the day. That's what matters. Get the 3 points, close the gap on Liverpool to see how he can be able to go before the end of the Christmas season they can match to become the
Drop.
top.
And I think Liverpool are playing Tottenham this weekend,
Yes, Liverpool.
which is an opportunity for Liverpool to drop point and Maresca boys
definitely moving up.
moving up. That if they win,
top of the summit.
if they win against
Everton
on the weekend.
Wow, Chelsea Everton is a big game. It's
And
a
I
derby
think
game.
Chelsea are playing away.
Chelsea are playing in Goodison Park at Everton. That's a big cracker because Everton has given a big run for all the big teams on the Premier League. And I know that one thing I know Everton will not do, they cannot stop Chelsea from scoring. What they did to Arsenal, I don't think they can do to. But Chelsea has a front line they have firepower from every angle. If Everton has to get anything out of that match, they have to score. They have to be on their best that day, or else they are going to taste the wrath of Maresca that day. I believe that it will not going to be an easy match for Chelsea, but I see Chelsea coming at 3 points out of that match.
Of course, over the weekend, lots of shocking football news. Over the weekend on Sunday, the Manchester derby. I don't know what went wrong with Pep. I think Pep needs to go back to the drawing board. I think Pep. I don't know who Pep offended, but things are not going well. In the last 10 games, only one win, and things keeps getting worse. Against your biggest rival, winning 1-0 up to the 87 minutes, and you lose 2-1.
Wow!
Come on.
Well, it has been a disappointing season for Manchester City. For the fact that Pep Guardiola has won the league back to back
4 times,
and we are seeing him performing very poorly against smaller teams, against the uninformed Manchester United, losing at the dead point of the end of the match. It was
biggest rival.
It's a biggest and a bigger disappointment for Pep Guardiola. I don't know what he's going to talk about the management of Man City. What he's going to actually tell them. I don't know what is playing at their mind right now, because Pep has fallen so many times.
He just signed a new contract.
Even in his career, he has not fallen the way he has.
This bad. That's never happened. This bad.
Moving from Barcelona to Bayern Munich down to Manchester City, the kind of result is racking in week out currently now. It's nothing to write home about.
He deserves a sack button, but then he just signed a new contract, so I don't think they want to sack him. But on the normal grounds, what has been happening in City deserves a sack button. No manager stays. You cannot, in your last 11 games, you won only one. No, now that is sack.
I believe that the management of the team, the board of the team, they are looking to certain situations of what is playing out in Manchester City right now, and I know that very soon they are going to come up with a statement. I only just believe that Pep Guardiola should start moving on with his life when the ovation is loud. Do what is needful. If not, what happens to Eric Ten Hag will definitely happen to him, because the team is gradually going down. So the biggest shock this week, they are going to play against another stiff, strong, naked side, Aston Villa, at the Villa Park. Who's another serious man, early kickoff. I don't see them anything expecting coming up with the highest they can come into the draw. And I don't think Manchester City can get anything out of it.
And they are playing away.
And they are playing at Villa Park.
From home at Villa Park.
So, and playing against Emirates, who they didn't win last season when they were in imperious form. Now that they are having these issues that is playing them front and back, I don't think them getting any point from the Villa Park. I just wish that Pep Guardiola will be able to go back to the drawing board, try to put his house together. I don't know what actually playing out in his mind, but I know that very soon, if things continue to go this way, the board of the club will definitely come up with a statement for the club.
I wish him the best of luck. Over the weekend, Liverpool played at the 2-2 draw with Fulham.
Wow.
With the one down since the 15th minute of the game, I think so. When Robertson made a mess of himself and he was sent off immediately. Thank God, at the end, it ended the 2-2 draw. I think Fulham were not brave enough.
Wow, Fulham, they did what they actually need to do. Liverpool, we are in Anfield, in their homegrown ground.
Yes.
And they did a remarkable job by a man down to be able to rally around to play 2-2 draw with Fulham. That's a good result for Anslot and his men. But on the other side, Silva and his boys didn't do enough to get the necessary point needed. They were playing against a 10 men, and everybody expected them to come with a fight when they're already 2-1 up at the first half of the match. Falling down at the peak of the activity to come up with a 2-2 draw, I find it not just a work halfly done, but it's a disappointment on that day. And I believe that in subsequent time they can be able to do enough to be able to see their team go. This is another great privilege for them to push their team forward. With a man down from Liverpool, it doesn't really matter where they are playing, Anfield or anywhere else. They need to rack in the point as much as they can. When things are actually going their way, you rack up the points. And when things are not going their way, be able to see the result the way you see it. So Silva and his boys, the next time they need to put a strong fight against the big oppositions, and they'll be able to get when it matters lots.
Mr. John, a quick one. Do you think Arne Slot has exceeded your expectations? What were your expectations for Liverpool this season when he first came in?
Well, Slot, he has done well with Liverpool. If you can see Liverpool from the reign of Jurgen Klopp down to this season of Slot, he has done a lot of remarkable job with the team. They have a strong fighting spirit. They have been working as a team. There's a synergy. There's a relationship. I thought a new coach coming in would divide the attention of players, but that didn't happen. Week in, week out, they are giving the account and the result needed. And he has done a lot to the team. He has, even the management and the coaching staff's crew, they have done a lot to the team, and they are doing so much well. A lot of players that have not been waking up during the Jurgen Klopp season, they are beginning to come up. People like Gravenberch,
yes.
He has been doing wonderful and remarkable in the midfield. Player. We are looking at McAllister to do the job done, but this is one man who came from the region of Arne Slot, and he has been doing fantastic job. And he has a lot of injury concern in his team, yet he was still raking out points, which means that the coach is doing a lot off and on the pitch. And so far, I can be able to congratulate Liverpool that they are doing a pretty good job.
There's a problem. He has a problem. I think he has to work on. Mohamed Salah is in his final year of his contract.
Yes.
I think Virgil van Dijk too has a year left, and I think Trent Alexander-Arnold too also have a year left in his contract. Do you think he has to sort this out before things goes bad for Liverpool?
Well, I believe that Salah is looking at actually where Liverpool are going to finish before he can be able to put the paper down.
Yes.
To be able to sign a new contract. You just want to know the cohesiveness and the functional aspect of the club, and to see whether the club can be able to have some, good reputation in the future before ever he can be able to sign the contract. If that is being done, and if things go the way he actually look at it, he's going to sign a new contract with them. Virgil van Dijk, he's always been a Liverpool for Virgil van Dijk. I believe he's going to stay.
Yes.
One man I believe that Rob will not likely stay in Liverpool is Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yes.
Because right now there's a great high demand in Real Madrid looking for a right back.
Yeah, right back. Cavaja is almost gone.
Lucas
Vasquez is gone. Almost gone.
Something years. And I know that Liverpool, at the Madrid board, they are looking at a good right back who can be able to replace Cavaja, who has already surpassed the age of 30. And I believe that Trent Alexander is one player I don't think will stay long in Liverpool.
Okay.
I don't think will stay long.
Arsenal played at the goalless draw against Everton at the Emirates. Do you think Mikel Arteta is doing enough? Let's be realistic. He has spent about 5 years in the club and he has won just one title.
Well, Arsenal at the weekend put out a disappointing result. We are so disappointed in Arsenal. At the Emirates, they couldn't get the points. Pickford was at the best of his form. He was punching the football here and there. He was making a lot of saves. Arsenal didn't come up with a lot of attacking prowess into that match. They were stopped halfway most of the times. And against an Everton side who does not have enough firing players to fight Arsenal, they couldn't get a win. And these are clubs we are looking at to be a potential title contenders. And if must be in the area of the title to win the title, these are matches that need to rake in points. Arsenal failed to do that. They were only able to come up with a 1 point out of that match. I felt to me it's a disappointing result for Arteta and his boys.
It is a disappointing result.
With the caliber of players they have in their team, they are supposed to get 3 points even against a weak Everton side, which they didn't do. It's a disappointing for Arsenal, but I believe they were able to redeem themselves in the midweek in the FA Cup by taking away Crystal Palace out of the way. And to get information, they are still playing Crystal Palace in the Premier League this weekend.
This weekend, so
that's another match, a cracker of game.
It's going to be a revenge for Palace.
It's not going to be an easy game for Arsenal. It's going to be a more or less a revenge match for Arsenal. And if you remember that match, they were able to take Mateta out enough in that match, early enough, take their man Iberecheze out of the match to tell you they have something they're about to offer in the weekend.
Yes. Arsenal couldn't get the job done, but Tottenham flogged the hell out of Southampton, finishing 5-0. I think after the game, Southampton fired their manager.
Well, Southampton has been, they have been blowing hot and cold, despite the fact that results are not coming their way the way they expected it. I was shocked to see them go down by 5-0 to
first half
to Tottenham Hotspur. That was first half was
5 just 5.
It was 4-0 first half.
4-0 first half.
Yes, and later they scored 1 goal.
That was demolition.
It was a big disappointment for Southampton. They scored goal against the big boys, the likes of Liverpool. They scored against Chelsea. They scored against Arsenal. Coming to fall completely against Tottenham, it was a big shock to me. And if a coach of that pedigree cannot produce massive result at his home, where else does he want to get the result? He needs to be fired. So the board looked at it and the needful was being done. Thanks to the manager, thanks to the board that were able to see the wrongs in the coach and said, no, with this kind of coach, you are not going to go far. And they were able to fire the man. He deserves to go. He deserves to go.
Okay, let's move over to Spain, where Leganés shocked title contenders Barcelona, winning them by 1-0.
Wow.
What has been happening for Hansi Flick?
Wow, Hansi Flick, boys, they have been blowing hot and cold. I am not really convinced about Barcelona and their style of football.
The high line.
I don't like their style of football because when Barcelona were put out to play Las Palmas, I told one of my friends that Las Palmas is going to give Barcelona a run for their money. And when the result raked in, I saw Las Palmas beating Barcelona at Camp Nou 2-1. I was like, wow, what's really happening? And in the weekend, when I saw the kind of hurt they were giving to, and they said they are playing against Leganés, I told a friend of mine, I said, no, Barcelona are going to get it more tougher because if you look at the La Liga, there are no smaller teams, there are no minors in the league. Everybody is giving a run for their money. If you watch the match between Leganés and Madrid, you know that Barcelona is hard for a very tough match. And a lot of experienced players in the team. And when the match be put out, when I saw the result breaking that Barcelona lost by a narrow lone goal, I know this was expected. That's what I am saying, that Hansi Flick, Barcelona and his boys, they are not doing so much to get much of the result they wanted to get. And I'm not thinking they will become a title winners of the La Liga, because what they are putting out is not a result to become winners of the La Liga. They are blowing hot and cold in the weekend. And we saw them falling down to Leganés, who are on the lower part of the table, to be able to reckon that result. Tense and good one to Leganés, who did the job well done, and Barcelona being at the bad side of the news of the other end of the story. I just wish that this week it will be an opportunity for them to redeem their name, because after this week they are moving over to the Christmas holiday period break.
Yes.
Then they will resume at January. So this week, I believe that they are going to give a sensitive performance to redeem that name.
And they are playing against Atletico Madrid at the weekend.
Wow. That's a much tougher match. But
Atletico Madrid are 1 point behind Barcelona.
Barcelona has become it's a tradition between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid each time they are playing in the Camp Nou. No matter how they faltered, they'll be able to get the job done against Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
Atletico Madrid himself, on the other way around, they are not good travelers for this season. They don't travel well this season. They blow hot and cold. They fall to some smaller minor teams, And in one of the weekend they play a goalless draw against Real Sociedad, and we saw their players, the way they are running in the pitch. Diego Simeone need to get his house in order. He has been long. He has not picked up a title for some past seasons. He has the pedigree of players, the pedigree of class of players, and we have Gallagher, who left Chelsea last season and went to Atletico Madrid. He has been doing fantastically well. They have Alvarez, who left Man City to Atletico Madrid. They have been doing a fantastic job.
They have Alexander Solot.
Even there's a young man I saw they are running. They say he's a requirement son. They have been playing fantastic good football. But sometimes we will see them not coming up with a good result. The shockings of what kind of game are they trying to play. So in the weekend, I see Barcelona coming out victorious out of that match.
Okay. Over the weekend, Rayo Vallecano almost shocked Real Madrid. They were winning 2 goals ahead, and I'm like, what's happening? And it ended 3-3.
Wow. Madrid, we came back and lead that match. Rayo Vallecano came at a deadlock to equalize that game 3-3. That is to tell you that there are no minors in the Spanish league. Everybody is gradually waking up. Before, it used to be business as usual. When Madrid see Rayo Vallecano, everybody knows it's a straight win. But it's no longer the business as it used to be. Rayo Vallecano rise up to the occasion. They were able to play back and front. They cool down and play Madrid. They play good football. And if Madrid did not rise up to the occasion, a lot of these people that we call minors will begin to give them headache on the way. One thing we are praying that the Ancelotti and the issues they're having in Madrid between Mbappe and Vinicius, it actually does not get to the entire team, so that it doesn't destroy the team entirely. If you can talk to his boys and put the house in order, I see Madrid winning the title. If only they can do
I
the
still
right
see them as clear favorite.
Yeah,
to win
clear
the title.
favorite to the title if they can
Just
put the house in order.
the injury crisis have been something else for them.
Well, apart from the injury, they have a whole lot of players. One of the things that Madrid do not do is that in every matches they play a different set of players all the time. And when a player plays so many matches in a week and so many matches in a month, sometimes it hits on the player. That's what's happening to Manchester City. They didn't make the necessary change as of when it is actually supposed to be done. And now it's hitting on them. So Madrid need to know how to be able to manage players, manage their injury system. I know when they were asking Maresca, I was able to manage the situation of Romelivia injury. I say no,
Yes.
he's trying to manage the players because these are injury-prone players, people like Reece James, Romelivia. So he's trying to manage their injuries so that they doesn't play them 90 minutes. They can play 30 minutes, 25 minutes, as the case may be, until when they are fully fit. These are statistics and strategy that some managers didn't know on how to manage a large squad. If Real Madrid can be able to do the rightful things and put their squad in order, I said them to be a title contenders for this season.
Okay, let's move over to Serie A, where Inter Milan demolished Lazio by 6-0.
Wow.
Milan played out a goalless draw against Genoa. Como, Cesc Fabregas' team, they beat AS Roma by 2-0. Parma lost at home to Verona. Bologna won Fiorentina by 1-0. Lis played at a 2-1 against Monza. Juventus, Thiago Motta's team, played at a 2-2 draw against Venezia. Napoli played at a 3-1 win against Udinese. And Atalanta won 1-0 by Cagliari. And lastly, Torino played at 1-0 against Empoli. What do you have to say about Inter Milan thrashing Lazio?
Well, Inter Milan they have been in an imperious form for this season. They have been scoring goals for fun. When they go to home, they go to San Siro.
And they barely concede.
And they barely concede goal. Even at the Champions League, they barely concede goal.
They're yet to concede at the Champions League, I think so.
So when I saw the match between Lazio and Inter Milan, I thought it was a difficult match. But when I saw the pick of the match, when I saw the first 10 minutes of the match, they were produced a goal. I said, no, that Lazio are in for a doom. And Inter Milan started scoring goals for fun. If Napoli and other teams who are the chasing pack are not careful, but the way I'm seeing Inter Milan, they are pushing harder and harder, and they are coming gradually.
Atlanta are the ones at the top right now.
They are at the top right now, the top of the summit. But by and by, Inter Milan are also in the mix.
No, Napoli are second with 35 points. Inter are 34, Fiorentina 31, Lazio 31, Juventus 28.
Wow. So I'm still seeing them as part of people who are going to be in the midst of the title contenders, because week in, week out, they'll be able to rake up points. And I know they will not be far from being at the helms of the affairs of the league. They did a great job against Lazio. They beat Lazio 6-0. Was it 5-0? They put out a display performance. That was a wonderful performance from the Inter Milan team.
Deep down, because we are all Nigerians, and we all want Adama Lukman to win another African Ballon d'Or. Do you think Atlanta has what it takes to win the title this season?
Well, with the kind of players they parade in their team, they have what it takes to win the title. But currently now, they have injury concern all over their team. Edison is in injury. Thomas Shook is also in injury.
Skamaka went on an ACL.
And they have a lot of quality in the team, because when I was watching their match and I was asking where there's something, they say it's injury. When I look at their list, if not what they have on their hands is enough for them to become title contenders, and I know that nothing far from attending to become champions of the Serie A. One thing I'm praying for is for their key players to be able to turn up to the occasion and then get to where they actually want to be.
Okay, you heard Sir John. He said Atlanta has what it takes to win the league this season. Hopefully, they come out victorious. This weekend, we have lots of crackers, lots of exciting football. So calm down, sit back, and enjoy the best of the weekend. Don't forget, this is Sportester, and my name is Ada Henry. Alongside me, I have
John Batubo.
Thank you. I'll see you by this time next week, Thursday, same time, same station. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you.
Enjoy all moments.